Ladies and gentlemen, every day is a new opportunity to learn and grow, to fill your mind with knowledge that can change your life. Too often, we get caught up in the chaos of life and forget the importance of continuous learning. But educating yourself every day is not just a choice, it is a necessity. We live in a world that's changing so rapidly, and if we don't keep up, we risk being left behind. The more you learn, the more equipped you are to handle the challenges that come your way. Educating yourself every day is one of the most powerful decisions you can make for your life. Imagine waking up every morning with a mindset focused on growth. It's not about overwhelming yourself with too much. It's about committing to small, manageable steps that lead to big outcomes. Think of education as a tool in your hand, and each day you have the opportunity to sharpen that tool. It doesn't matter if you're learning something simple or something complex. Every bit of knowledge you gain helps shape the person you're becoming. One of the most important things to understand about learning is that it's a process. You won't become an expert overnight, and that's okay. In fact, the beauty of learning is that it's ongoing. It doesn't end with a diploma or a certificate. In the world we live in today, where technology is constantly evolving, it's essential to keep learning to stay relevant. But beyond career benefits, learning empowers you personally. The more you educate yourself, the more equipped you are to make informed decisions, handle challenges, and contribute to the world around you. When you make it a point to learn every day, you're not just collecting knowledge, you're shaping your future. Think about it. What do you want your life to look like in a year, 5 years, or 10 years? The choices you make today, the things you learn today, will determine your tomorrow. If you commit to improving yourself just a little bit every day, that consistency will pay off in ways you can't even imagine right now. The key is to keep it simple. Don't overwhelm yourself with unrealistic goals. Start small. Read a chapter of a book every day, listen to an educational podcast while driving, watch a documentary in your free time. These small habits, if practiced daily, compound over time. It's the power of consistency. Eventually, you'll find yourself with a wealth of knowledge, not just about your area of interest, but about the world in general. The more you learn, the more you expand your horizons. It's also important to recognize that education isn't just about textbooks and formal lessons. It's about learning from the experiences around you. Each conversation you have, each challenge you face, and each new environment you encounter has something to teach you. Don't dismiss the small lessons. Every day, life presents you with an opportunity to learn something new. Whether it's about yourself, others, or the world around you, these lessons add value to your life. Education also helps you become more adaptable. The world is constantly changing, and if you want to keep up, you have to be willing to learn. There's no such thing as knowing it all. The moment you stop learning, you stop growing. This doesn't mean you have to be an expert in everything, but it does mean that you should always be open to learning. In fact, some of the best opportunities come when we are willing to learn something that takes us out of our comfort zone. Learning allows you to share knowledge with others. When you educate yourself, you become a resource for others. Whether it's in your personal life or your professional life, the more you know, the more you can contribute to the people around you. Your knowledge can inspire, help, and guide others, creating a ripple effect of positivity and growth. Educating yourself every day isn't about making drastic changes or reaching perfection. It's about committing to a lifestyle of learning, growing, and evolving. It's about being consistent and open to new ideas, and most importantly, it's about empowering yourself to live a better, more informed life. Consistency in education is what transforms knowledge into wisdom. It's easy to get excited about learning something new, but the real magic happens when you make it a consistent part of your life. Many of us start with great intentions, but as time passes, the excitement fades, and we fall back into old habits. This is where consistency plays a crucial role. When you commit to learning every day, even if it's just for a few minutes, you are creating a foundation that will last a lifetime. Consistency isn't about overwhelming yourself with hours of study or forcing yourself to learn things you're not interested in. Instead, it's about setting aside time every day to learn something new, no matter how small it may seem. The key is to create a habit. When learning becomes a routine, it doesn't feel like a chore. You start looking forward to it, and over time, you realize how much it has enriched your life. One of the biggest challenges people face when it comes to consistency is the feeling of being too busy. Life moves fast, and it often feels like there's no time to dedicate to learning. But the truth is, there's always time if you make it a priority. Even the busiest individuals can find small pockets of time throughout the day. Whether it's listening to an audiobook during your commute or reading an article during lunch, these small moments add up. The key is not to look at learning as something that takes up large chunks of your day, but rather something that can be incorporated into your existing routine. Another aspect of consistency in education is setting realistic goals. When you aim to learn something new every day, it's essential to make sure the goals you set are achievable. Trying to learn too much at once can lead to burnout, and when that happens, it's easy to give up altogether. Instead, focus on small, manageable goals. For example, you might commit to reading one chapter of a book each day, or learning one new word in a foreign language. By setting achievable goals, you create a sense of accomplishment which motivates you to continue. This progress, no matter how small, will build momentum and make learning a natural part of your life. Consistency also helps you retain what you learn. When you practice something regularly, it moves from short-term memory to long-term memory. If you study or learn something sporadically, it's easy to forget it, but if you consistently reinforce the material, it becomes ingrained in your mind. This is why daily learning is so powerful. The more often you engage with new information, the more likely you are to remember it in the future. It becomes a part of who you are, shaping your thoughts, actions, and decisions in ways that you may not even realize. Furthermore, consistency allows you to build on what you've learned. Each new piece of knowledge can serve as a building block for the next. For instance, if you're learning a new language, mastering basic vocabulary and grammar rules daily sets the stage for more advanced conversations. Without consistent practice, you might forget the foundation, making it harder to progress. But with daily learning, you're constantly reinforcing that foundation, making it easier to absorb more complex concepts as you go. Consistency also nurtures patience. Learning anything new takes time, and it's easy to get discouraged when results don't come quickly. But when you commit to learning every day, you start to understand that mastery doesn't happen overnight. It's a gradual process. With consistency, you begin to embrace the journey and celebrate the small wins along the way. This patience not only helps you in your educational endeavors, but also teaches you valuable life skills that extend far beyond the classroom. Another benefit of consistent learning is the boost it gives to your confidence. As you learn more and gain new skills, you start to feel more competent in your abilities. This confidence can spill over into other areas of your life, making you more willing to take on new challenges and face obstacles with a positive mindset. The more you learn, the more confident you become in your own potential. Consistency is what transforms education from a task into a way of life. It allows you to grow continuously, to evolve, and to never stop improving. By making learning a consistent habit, you are not only bettering yourself today, but also setting yourself up for success in the future. With every step you take, no matter how small, you are becoming the person you were always meant to be. Small daily steps are often the key to achieving big changes over time. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the idea of making large-scale transformations in your life, but the truth is, lasting change doesn't happen overnight. Instead, it's the small, consistent actions we take each day that accumulate and lead to significant progress. These small steps, though seemingly insignificant in the moment, are what lay the foundation for bigger achievements and personal growth. One of the main reasons people struggle with change is that they expect instant results. Whether it's learning a new skill, improving fitness, or working towards a personal goal, we often look for immediate outcomes. But real, sustainable change takes time. It's not about making huge leaps all at once, but about making small adjustments every day that gradually build up. When we focus on these small steps, we avoid feeling discouraged by the lack of immediate progress, and we begin to realize that it's the consistency that makes the difference. For example, if you want to get fit, you don't need to start with intense workouts that leave you feeling exhausted. Instead, start by committing to a short walk every day. Gradually, as you begin to build the habit, you can increase the intensity and duration of your workouts. By taking small steps and being consistent, you'll see your fitness level improve over time. The key is to stick with it. Each step, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction, and as you continue to build on these steps, you'll begin to see the big picture. This same principle applies to learning and personal development. If you want to educate yourself every day, you don't need to read an entire book in one sitting. Instead, start by reading a few pages every day. Even just 10 or 15 minutes of focused learning can add up over time. Over the course of a year, those small daily increments will turn into a vast amount of knowledge. The key is consistency. The more you make learning a habit, the more you'll find that you're able to absorb and retain information. And as your knowledge grows, so too will your confidence and understanding. The beauty of small daily steps is that they are manageable. When you set big, overwhelming goals, it's easy to feel discouraged or intimidated by the amount of work involved. But when you break those goals down into smaller, more achievable tasks, it becomes easier to take the first step. And once you start, momentum builds, you begin to see progress, and that progress motivates you to keep going. Small steps create a sense of accomplishment, and that accomplishment fuels your drive to continue. Consistency in small steps also helps develop discipline. Discipline is the ability to keep moving forward even when motivation fades. Motivation can come and go, but when you commit to taking small steps every day, you're building a habit. Habits are powerful because they don't rely on motivation. Once a habit is formed, it becomes automatic, and you no longer have to think twice about it. Whether it's learning, exercising, or working towards a goal, when you make small, consistent efforts part of your routine, they become second nature. Another benefit of small daily steps is that they reduce the pressure to achieve everything at once. In a world that constantly demands instant results, it's easy to fall into the trap of feeling like you need to have it all figured out immediately. But small steps allow you to focus on the process rather than the outcome. They teach you to enjoy the journey and to trust that progress will come as long as you keep moving forward. By focusing on the small daily actions, you start to realize that change doesn't have to be difficult or overwhelming. It can be simple, manageable, and even enjoyable. Small steps also allow for flexibility. Life is unpredictable, and there will be days when things don't go as planned. If you've set a big, rigid goal and miss a few days of working towards it, it can feel like you've failed. But when you focus on small steps, it's easier to get back on track. A single missed day won't derail your progress. You can pick up where you left off and continue building without feeling like you've wasted all your efforts. Ultimately, small daily steps help you stay focused on what truly matters. Rather than trying to tackle everything at once, you prioritize the actions that will move you closer to your goals. And over time, as you consistently take these small steps, you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. Big changes don't have to be intimidating or overwhelming. By committing to small, daily actions, you make the process manageable, and you set yourself up for lasting success. The small steps you take every day will compound, leading to remarkable transformations in your life. A curious mindset is one of the most powerful tools you can possess in your journey of continuous learning. Curiosity is the spark that ignites the desire to explore, understand, and question the world around you. It is not just about asking what or how, but also about seeking to understand why. People who are curious approach life with an open mind, always looking for new opportunities to expand their knowledge and experiences. A curious mindset allows you to see the world as a vast learning opportunity, where each moment holds the potential for discovery. Curiosity is not limited to academic subjects or professional fields. It extends to all areas of life. When you are curious, you are constantly seeking to understand the people you encounter, the cultures you interact with, and the systems that govern your world. A curious person doesn't take things at face value. They dig deeper, question assumptions, and seek to uncover the underlying truths. This approach not only broadens your knowledge, but also helps you develop a more nuanced understanding of the world. One of the beautiful aspects of curiosity is that it knows no bounds. You do not need to be an expert to be curious. In fact, curiosity thrives when you are not afraid to acknowledge what you do not know. It's about embracing the unknown with excitement rather than fear. When you're curious, you don't need to have all the answers. You become comfortable with uncertainty and are open to learning from every experience, no matter how big or small. Curiosity allows you to take risks, try new things, and step outside your comfort zone, all of which contribute to your personal growth. Curiosity also fosters a deeper connection with others. When you approach conversations with curiosity, you naturally ask thoughtful questions that encourage others to share their perspectives and experiences. This not only helps you learn from them, but also creates a space for meaningful connection and understanding. People love to feel heard and understood, and when you engage with genuine curiosity, you open the door to richer and more fulfilling relationships. Whether in personal or professional settings, a curious mindset helps you build empathy and strengthens your communication skills. Being curious means being willing to challenge the status quo. It's about not accepting things as they are, but instead asking how they could be different or better. Curiosity drives innovation and creativity because it pushes you to look for alternative solutions to problems. It encourages you to think outside the box and explore ideas that others may overlook. When you adopt a curious mindset, you begin to see possibilities rather than limitations. This shift in perspective can be transformative, both in your personal life and in your professional endeavors. Moreover, curiosity can help you adapt to change. In a constantly evolving world, the ability to stay curious allows you to embrace new ideas and technologies without resistance. Instead of fearing change, curious individuals view it as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you are curious, you are always looking for ways to improve and adapt to new circumstances. This mindset enables you to stay ahead of the curve and remain resilient in the face of uncertainty. Curiosity also plays a key role in problem solving. When you approach challenges with curiosity, you are more likely to explore multiple solutions and consider different angles. Rather than rushing to fix problems or accepting easy answers, you take the time to understand the root causes and identify the most effective solutions. This depth of thinking allows you to tackle problems with a clear and open mind, ensuring that you make better decisions and learn from the process. In addition to all of these benefits, curiosity makes life more enjoyable. When you are curious, the world becomes a much more interesting place. Every day holds new potential for discovery. You begin to appreciate the little things that you might have overlooked before, from the way a bird flies to the intricate details of a piece of art. Curiosity brings a sense of wonder to your life, reminding you that there is always something new to learn and experience. This sense of wonder fuels your passion for life and keeps you engaged in the world around you. A curious mindset is one of the most valuable assets you can cultivate. It empowers you to approach life with a sense of excitement and openness, turning every moment into an opportunity for growth and learning. Curiosity helps you develop a deeper understanding of yourself, others, and the world at large. It drives innovation, strengthens relationships, and enables you to navigate the complexities of life with confidence. With a curious mindset, you are always moving forward, always growing, and always discovering new possibilities. Building confidence through knowledge is one of the most rewarding outcomes of continuous learning. Knowledge equips you with the tools to handle challenges and make informed decisions. The more you learn, the more you begin to trust your abilities and feel capable in any situation. Confidence does not come from a place of arrogance, but from the quiet understanding that you have the skills, information, and resources necessary to navigate life's complexities. When you invest in your education, whether formally or informally, you are laying the foundation for a strong sense of self-assurance. At its core, confidence is about belief in your abilities, in your capacity to solve problems, and in your worth. Knowledge directly impacts this belief. When you gain new insights, acquire new skills, or understand a concept that was once unclear, you start to see yourself in a new light. For example, learning how to manage your finances or how to communicate effectively in different settings can boost your confidence in personal and professional interactions. With each new skill you master, you reinforce the idea that you are someone capable of growth and change. The knowledge you gain becomes a solid support system that helps you face life's challenges head-on. Confidence through knowledge also allows you to become more independent. When you know something well, you don't have to rely on others for answers or validation. You can make decisions with greater clarity because you trust in the information you have. This independence doesn't mean shutting out others or refusing to ask for help when needed, but it means that you are not solely dependent on others to feel secure or validated. When you know your stuff, you can walk into any situation with a sense of calm, knowing that you are prepared to handle whatever comes your way. Learning can also help you overcome self-doubt. Many people struggle with imposter syndrome, feeling like they don't belong or that they are not qualified enough. This self-doubt often stems from a lack of knowledge or the fear that others know more. But when you commit to learning and continuously expanding your knowledge, you gradually diminish the power of these doubts. As you educate yourself, you start to realize that knowledge is not about being perfect or knowing everything. It's about continuously growing and improving. When you have confidence in your ability to learn and adapt, self-doubt loses its grip on you. You start to understand that not knowing everything is okay, but not trying to learn is what holds you back. Moreover, building confidence through knowledge helps in social and professional settings. The more you learn about different topics, the more you can contribute to conversations, share valuable insights, and offer solutions to problems. Whether you're at a social gathering or a work meeting, being knowledgeable allows you to participate actively and assertively. This not only makes you feel more engaged, but also makes others view you as someone who is competent and reliable. As you grow in your knowledge, you'll notice that people begin to trust your opinions more, seek your advice, and even rely on your expertise. This external validation further reinforces your inner confidence. Confidence gained through knowledge also fosters a growth mindset. A growth mindset is the belief that you can improve through effort and learning. When you acquire new knowledge, you begin to see challenges as opportunities for further development rather than obstacles. This mindset shifts your approach to difficulties. Instead of feeling defeated by setbacks, you feel motivated to learn more and improve. A person with a growth mindset is not afraid to fail because they understand that failure is just another step in the learning process. The more you learn, the more you embrace the idea that growth is possible, which in turn builds even more confidence. Additionally, when you are confident in your knowledge, you become more willing to take on new challenges. This willingness to step out of your comfort zone is one of the most important aspects of personal and professional growth. You begin to see challenges not as risks, but as opportunities to apply what you know and learn more in the process. With knowledge as your foundation, you start to believe in your ability to navigate the unknown. This self-assurance propels you to take action, push boundaries, and explore new territories, whether they are in your career, relationships, or personal life. Finally, building confidence through knowledge has a lasting impact on your sense of fulfillment. There's a deep sense of satisfaction that comes from knowing you've invested in yourself and your future. As you learn and grow, you not only build confidence in your abilities, but also develop a sense of purpose. You begin to see yourself as someone who is constantly evolving, someone who is capable of achieving great things. This feeling of self-worth and accomplishment becomes a driving force in your life, fueling your desire to continue learning and pushing yourself to new heights. Learning from the world around you is one of the most powerful ways to educate yourself every day. Too often, we focus only on traditional forms of education, books, classes, and lectures, and overlook the immense value of the lessons that life itself teaches us. Each day, we are surrounded by opportunities to learn from the people we meet, the experiences we have, and the challenges we face. Everything around us has the potential to be a lesson if we are open enough to see it. The world is full of diverse experiences, and each one offers a unique perspective. Every person you encounter has something to teach you, whether it's through their words or actions. Think about the conversations you have daily. How often do you truly listen to others and absorb what they are saying? Every conversation, every exchange carries insights and perspectives that can broaden your understanding of the world. Sometimes it's the most unexpected people who offer the most profound lessons. If you actively listen and engage, you can learn about life, resilience, different cultures, new ways of thinking, and much more. In addition to learning from others, we also learn from the challenges and difficulties we face. Life is not always smooth sailing, and it's during the tough times that we learn some of the most valuable lessons. Whether it's dealing with failure, handling stress, or overcoming obstacles, these experiences shape us in ways that formal education cannot. We grow through adversity, and it is often the hard times that teach us patience, perseverance, and problem-solving skills. Instead of viewing challenges as setbacks, we can see them as opportunities for growth, as stepping stones that push us to become stronger and more resilient. The world around us also teaches us through nature and the environment. From the smallest details, like the changing seasons, to the grandest, like the vastness of the ocean or the endless skies, nature is a constant source of wisdom. There is so much to learn from the way the world operates, from the cycles of life to the natural order of things. Observing nature can teach us about balance, adaptability, and the beauty of change. It reminds us that everything is connected, and every aspect of life plays a role in the bigger picture. The people around us, our family, friends, colleagues, and even strangers offer us lessons in ways we might not always recognize. A smile from a stranger might remind you of the kindness in the world. A difficult conversation with a friend could teach you about empathy, compromise, and communication. Even small, everyday interactions carry lessons that can help you become a better person. It's easy to overlook these lessons, especially when we're caught up in the busyness of life, but when we take the time to reflect, we realize how much we can learn from others simply by being present and paying attention. Another way to learn from the world around you is by observing the successes and mistakes of others. Watching someone succeed can teach us about hard work, dedication, and the power of perseverance. On the other hand, observing someone make mistakes can be equally valuable, as it offers us the opportunity to learn what not to do. Both success and failure offer insights that we can apply to our own lives. By paying attention to the people around us and how they navigate life, we can pick up invaluable lessons that help us make better decisions and avoid pitfalls. Technology and media are also essential sources of learning in today's world. The Internet offers us access to a vast array of knowledge articles, videos, podcasts, and more, on almost every subject imaginable. But beyond formal educational materials, there is so much to learn from the way technology is shaping society. The rapid growth of social media, for example, has revolutionized how we connect with others and express ourselves. By observing the trends, conversations, and innovations happening online, we can learn about communication, marketing, entrepreneurship, and even human behavior in the digital age. Learning from the world around you isn't just about absorbing knowledge. It's about putting that knowledge into practice. The real learning happens when we apply what we've learned to real-world situations. Whether it's a lesson from a conversation, an experience, or an observation of nature, when we take those lessons and apply them to our lives, we turn knowledge into wisdom. Life is the best teacher, but we have to be willing to learn from it. The more we open ourselves to the world around us, the more we realize how much there is to learn and how much growth is possible. By recognizing the lessons that life offers us daily, we are constantly educating ourselves and evolving into better, more insightful individuals.
Sotto la luna cammino piano, con le scarpe vecchie di papà, strada parra, lo cori canta, e ti penso mentre va. Sotto la luna cammino piano, con le scarpe vecchie di papà, strada parra, lo cori canta, e ti penso mentre va. A nonna spanna i panni fuori, culo soli che struscia l'aria, o pane caldo sopra la pietra e l'odore di casa mia. Vento di casa, portami a tia, tra le mura du paese mia. Se tu mi chiami, torno con tutto, chianta un limone, ti do lo frutto. Una fontana cantante chiazza i picciri di corrono fuori, e una canzone antica ballamo con l'organetto che suona ancora. Una fontana cantante chiazza i picciri di corrono fuori, e una canzone antica ballamo con l'organetto che suona ancora. E se lontano vai non scordare, che ogni pezza cagati si può ricostruire. Lo cuore mio sempre ti sapi, torna a casa che lo cielo t'abbraccia.